Hey guys, as you've found this channel, that's amazing, you found me. Basically in this video I just wanted to talk about this web scraping tool that I found on LinkedIn. It's called Smooth. It's really good. It basically mimics human interaction, so mouse and keyboard interaction, and it'll scrape any web URL for any links, any text, anything like that. If you're a Clay user, it is very similar to ClayAgent, but it is way cheaper. I found it to be so much more cost effective. So when I found this, what I thought would be really good is to create a training database of all of the Clay University links and all of the resources that they provide. So this is the main URL for the Clay University page. And you can see as you scroll down, there's like so much content, so many resources and links, and just so much information that is just so useful. So effectively what I wanted to build is, instead of having to come in here and watch a particular video every time I'm stuck on something, I thought having an agent that I could just ask a question to about whatever it is I'm stuck on. If that's something simple like structuring an email enrichment waterfall with the right providers or something like that, I can just ask this agent a question and it can come back to me with all of the relevant context it has extracted from this particular page. So what I started out with is, in Clay, I input the link of that main URL that I've just shown you, and I scraped the website using a native Clay scrape enrichment, and you can see that it came back with 396 rows, so 396 different links. So I sent this table data to another table, and this is where I really started to filter down. So on this particular one, I wanted to filter down for any guides, Clay books as they're called. So I did this so you can see that all of them have the same start to the link, so Clay books and then the relevant title slug after it. And then I sent this data to the main table. Now this is where Smooth becomes really useful. So these are all the links here that you can see. So what I did is I did a post request to Smooth. Let's open it up. So using the Smooth API endpoint, and then so I actually used ChatGPT to help me with this post request instruction. I had to be really specific because originally it wasn't returning anything. So this required quite a few different attempts. So that's the post request. You can see that it was all successful. It has a status code of 200, so amazing. And then what I did was, to ensure that Smooth had the right amount of time to be able to scrape all of those links, extract all that information, and return it back to me, I did 3 delay requests of 10 seconds, and then just did a Boolean check just to certify that the delay had taken place. And then what I did was I did a GET request back to Smooth to retrieve that information. You can see again, it was all successful, which is amazing. So again, using the same endpoint, but you have to attach the ID from the post request just so it knows exactly which bit of information it's extracting. And then using the API key as well. So, and you can see within this particular row, it has given me the template info, so the template URL, the context behind it. And so I've extracted all of that relevant information, the URL to the Clay template, and what I ended up doing with all of this information. So I didn't just do this with Clay books, I also did it with any of the text from the videos or anything like that, literally everything that I could scrape. It can't scrape videos because they're not publicly available in that kind of sense, so it can only scrape text and links. So what I did with that information then is I sent it to a Google Doc, so you can see it was successful, and I basically just created this massive document full of information, full of Clay template links, and just full of absolutely everything that I could extract from the Clay University URL. So, and then I added all this information into Notion because this is where I wanted my agent to work. So if we go to Notion, so this is my agent, and all of this information is all of the context. So everything from the Clay University main link. So, and then essentially what I can do now is, yes, it's a massive document, but I'm obviously not going to trawl through it. So I can use the AI agent. It links automatically to this page, and I can ask it anything. So I can say, how do I enrich a company, find associated contacts, and validate their emails. And it'll come back to me. That the Notion agent has now come back to me with all of the relevant information that it can extract from this Clay University training database. So how to enrich the company, where you start from, tips, how you find associated contacts from those companies, using the email waterfall enrichment to retrieve and validate the emails. And then it adds in some additional information, so cleaning segmentation, exporting and sequencing. So this is really, really useful. I thought, instead of myself and the rest of my team having to refer back to all of those videos, if we ever encounter an issue or we just have a simple question, it would be so much more useful to just have, as I say, an agent where we can come in, ask it a question, get exactly what we need in a matter of seconds rather than minutes. So that's what I wanted to show you guys. If you have any questions or any queries about what I've gone through, then you can email me or you can add me on LinkedIn and send me a message. And all those links are located below.